Hey, saw dudes of TSG. My name's Dean, and first and foremost, before we get into this, some thanks are in order. So shout out to the man, the myth, the legend of Thunder for allowing me to post this on his community channel. It's very much appreciated. The gameplay in the background's pretty fun. I think you'll enjoy it. So let's talk about supply drops. And I know immediately you're probably like so sick of hearing about supply drops. We've been hearing about supply drops and all the hatred towards them for the last, like 4 or 5 months now. Ever since they introduced the first batch of weapons, we've been hearing complaints about supply drops. And don't get me wrong, I totally agree with a lot of those complaints. I agree with the majority of them. Supply drops kind of suck, but we're not going to talk about why they suck today. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why supply drops are good for the game. Now, something that my grandfather actually taught me a very long time ago is it's good to see things from the opposite perspective. So for instance, maybe you're a supporter of Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. Guess what? It's a good idea to look at perspective from the other side. And the reason being is you can learn something out of this. So maybe you don't agree with every single policy that Donald Trump has. Well, guess what? If you take the time to look at everything he's doing, you can learn something new. Now, whether you agree with it or not, that's entirely up to you. That's a decision you have to make on your own. However, if you take the time to learn that information and to process that information, you'll be able to have a better argument for both sides. And overall, you'll just sound a little bit more intelligent. That's something that my grandfather taught me and something I hope I can pass on to you. So anyway, let's talk about these supply drops. 3 reasons why they are good for the Call of Duty community and why they're good for the game. Number 1, and these are in no particular order, just to preface that. These are in no particular order, it's whatever. So number 1 is they make you not want to quit the game. So obviously a big issue in Call of Duty, or at least for me, has always been rage quitting or just quitting out of games. They've done a really good job with the supply drops of making you not want to quit games. Now I know now that we're getting more towards the end of the life cycle of the game, I don't really care as much, so I'll quit the game out. It doesn't matter to me as much. But at the very beginning of the game, I didn't want to quit because I wanted that crypto key. I did not want to lose that, especially when they started getting really stingy with the drop rates on the crypto keys. Like you only get like 2 a game. You used to get like 3 or 4. So when they were first around, I wanted those crypto keys. I didn't want to lose out on them, and I'm sure you guys didn't either. So yeah, that's not my number 1, but the very first thing that I would say is that they've done a really good job at making you not wanting to quit the game. And I think that's important. Like if you're making a game, you want people to play it. You don't want them quitting out of games. You want the lobbies full and you want people to have a good time. All right, so the second reason why supply drops are good for Call of Duty is they introduce more content. Now, I know that the content, like, we're talking like really bad odds of what you're gonna get. Now, I've gotten a lot of supply drop weapons, and I haven't dropped a dime on, actually I lied, I dropped $10, I think, on whatever they're called, not crypto keys, the COD points. I've dropped $10 on COD points, and I got nothing out of those supply drops. That's what, like 3 supply drops. Overall, though, I haven't spent a dime other than that, and I have gotten, let's see, I've got the brass knuckles, the wrench, the FAMAS, FFAR, the HG40, and the Carver. Now, I know that that is a rare instance that, especially getting the HG40 and the FFAR, it's all luck. It really is. Don't get me wrong. I know that. But it introduces more content. And anytime you're introducing more content to the game, you're making the game more fun. You're adding new elements to it. DLC, there's a reason it's in every single game these days. It's because people want more content. You don't want the base game. If you're spending $60 on the base game, you get what you get, you know? You can patch things here and there, but you're not adding new things to the game. So supply drops add new weapons. Could they do it for free? Probably. I mean, they could definitely spare a dime. I wouldn't doubt it. But it adds more content, and that's a good thing overall, in my opinion. Now, the third and final reason why supply drops are good for the game is because you can acquire everything for free. Yes, that's right. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, technically you can acquire every single thing for free. Now, again, I know, like I said before, the odds are terrible. There's a very good chance, a high likelihood that you're not going to get probably half the weapons in the game. I mean, it's a really lucky instance that I got the FFAR and the HG40, but it's just proof to me that you can get those out of supply drops with your regular old crypto keys. You stay in your game like the first thing I said, you play your games, you try and win, you do well, you do the contracts, and you can probably get the weapons at some point in time. Now, I think it would have been better if they introduced the weapons at the very beginning of the game, because if you think about it, we would have more time to get them. At first, it was like cosmetic only. We're only getting cosmetic. And then a couple months down the line, they introduced weapons, and now we're just getting to the point where nobody's really playing as much, and it's a lot harder to get the weapons. So those are my reasons. You guys let me know in the comments below. Maybe you hate me for even saying this, because I know supply drops are a touchy subject. People don't want to hear about it. They hate supply drops. They don't want them ever again. And for the most part, don't worry, I agree with you. I think they're kind of a slimy tactic to make more money, but overall, those are my reasons. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this, please come over and check out my channel. I do Pokemon Let's Play, Call of Duty gameplay, lots of fun stuff over there, Overwatch in-depth stats. Come on over to my channel if you enjoyed it. Thank you again to Thunder for allowing me to post this, and I'll see you guys in the comments below. Peace!